August of 1680, a meticulously planned revolt erupted across the deserts, mesas, and Sangre de Cristo mountains of northern New Mexico. An unlikely alliance formed between 20,000 Native Americans, Pecos, Zuni, Hopi, and Acoma, from 60 pueblos scattered across 70,000 square miles, who had 4 distinct languages and several dialects. They united to drive out the Spanish colonists who had controlled the region for nearly a century. They launched one of the most successful uprisings against European settlers in all of North America during the colonial era. Over the next 12 days, this event, now known as the Pueblo Revolt of 1680, showed the unbelievable resolve of an oppressed people pushed to the brink. Fueled by spiritual convictions and a refusal to abandon ancestral traditions, the outnumbered Pueblo fighters evicted settlers, monks, and governors alike from their homeland. They dealt both a symbolic and strategic blow against the expansionist Spanish Empire. Thank you for joining me on another episode of the Southwest Desert. I am your desert frontiersman, Alan. If you enjoy this episode, leave a like or comment. For more Southwest adventures, hit the subscribe button. Our story begins in the kivas of Taos Pueblo in 1675, where a medicine man named Pope plotted rebellion after being imprisoned by Spanish authorities for idolatry and evil-doing. Using clever tricks like covering his body with flaming phosphorus, Pope convinced the Pueblos that their gods sanctioned an uprising to overthrow their Spanish overlords. The Pueblos had many grievances under Spanish rule. They were forced to provide tribute labor and products. Their religious practices were banned, and they blamed droughts and disease on the failure of Spanish religion. Pope united a network of far-flung pueblos, sending knotted cords to signify the revolt date. However, when some plotters wavered and Spanish officials captured runners, Pope showed his ruthlessness by killing his own son-in-law for suspected betrayal. Because of this, he moved up the revolt date. On August 10, 1680, a horrific, coordinated massacre began across New Mexico as pueblos rose up, resulting in over 400 Spanish deaths. Friars were martyred in hideous ways, with one padre scourged through a village naked and tied astride a pig until he perished. Spanish settlers fled to Santa Fe. After destroying the remote areas, Pueblo warriors surrounded the capital, using a clever ruse to cut off Santa Fe's water. After 2 days without water and failed negotiations, the beleaguered Spanish retreated south towards Mexico in what an Indian victory song called the Death of the Spanish Gods. With the Spanish gone, Pope banned his followers from speaking Spanish or uttering Christian names, scrubbing themselves in rivers to remove traces of baptism. After destroying all Catholic symbolism, traditional dances and kivas were revived and old idols restored. But Pope soon exploited his heroic status. Clad in finery, he traveled through pueblos, extracting obedience and tribute like a dictator, falling into civil war-inducing decadence before dying in disgrace. Though Spain retook New Mexico in 1692 after years of conflict, the revolt dealt them a lasting blow. It enabled pueblos to preserve more of their old religion, with Spanish authorities adopting increased tolerance after reconquest. So as we marvel at enduring Pueblo dances today, we have crafty manipulator and flawed liberator Pope to thank for this cultural legacy. The Pueblo Revolt deserves more prominence as a transformational event in early Southwestern history. For over 12 years, it completely overturned colonial rule in New Mexico. Its complex legacy continues to shape Pueblo cultural persistence today. It provides potent lessons on the power of united action in the face of injustice, and how people can successfully defend human rights and sacred lifeways against imperial oppression. Thank you for joining me on this journey through Southwest history. If you enjoyed this, leave a like or comment. For more Southwest Desert episodes, hit the subscribe button. Happy trails!